All right. Forges of Ravenshire. That is our first playthrough of this review copy from BA Games. What do you think, fellas?
Big fan.
I like it. It's very solid. It's a very solid.
It is a solid, fairly crunchy, but not to the point where it's confusing, just long.
Yeah, just after like the first round, you get it. It's kind of
you get it. It's just there's a lot of things to think about.
Yeah.
To try and min-max your strategy.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I clearly failed at miserably. But
I think you got boned.
Yeah. I got boned by Nerfs early. Yeah, that's true, because I went hard on a strategy that immediately went tits up.
And then every round after that, we kept blocking you from grabbing all the resources that you wanted.
Yes. Every round.
I just want to say
I still got them, but it was much harder to get them.
In my head, when I was like ready to literally buy a weapon on the first, I was like, you get nerfed.
And lose 3 goods.
And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. Like, blood on my neck.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about your stream, because it makes it more fun that way.
It throws a little wrench into things. It's hopefully not game-breaking stuff, and it lets the chat influence what we're doing. So...
I quite enjoyed this game. I like the mechanic of it's kind of worker placement, but with the dice, I think it works really well. Then the variety of things that you can do, the way that you kind of mess with other people by taking dice that they might want.
There's just enough player interaction that it doesn't feel like too much of a Euro game for me.
Yeah.
Everything else about it feels very Euro.
Yeah.
But that aspect
that first half
sells it for me.
That first half is you playing against people, kind of, but also planning your. I like the whole first half of it is kind of like planning what your second half, which is the important half, is. Which is a nice
as we discovered on the first round, we were like, oh, production. That's where everything happens.
Yeah. Plan for that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this though, absolutely fantastic. It's like, I can put one more.
Having that extra die, yeah. I love the added twist of these apprentice cards. They say in the rulebook, we recommend using them, but if it's your first game, you might want to leave them out just for simplicity's sake. Yeah. I felt like we could get it, and we did. And B, for whatever reason, this copy of the game is missing one of the guild lock spots, tokens.
Oh.
So I was like, well, we gotta use them.
Yeah.
There's no token to block the person who gets the free upgrade.
I will say, I thought I had a huge lead until it really sunk in. That fourth spot was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, just starting with that.
Yeah.
Because that's long game. You're set, and it got you.
I mean, that
probably would have bought that upgrade if I hadn't been hit with the.
It wasn't that bad because I could have gotten to 9 without that easy enough. But yeah, I think the thing that really is this being able to do more steel than everyone else from the beginning was the thing that really helped.
Well, I think the apprentice cards kind of influence your strategy, and they're randomly dealt out. So whichever apprentice card you get is kind of determining what strategy you're going to use throughout the game.
Yeah.
You guys, your apprentice cards are a little bit more all-purpose.
Yeah, those are definitely more general.
Mine definitely led to
you
go hard on guild members, which is kind of why I got boned.
Yeah.
You have an apprentice card that lets you... honestly, they're all versatile except mine, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Mine is like, get a lot of guild members.
Yeah.
The rest of you can kind of do anything with yours.
I like the theme. I like the it's the building. It's all great. And we mentioned
I love
it before.
the artwork.
The artwork's great, and I love the way that the board, like the way you track resources.
I do too.
That's such a smart way to do it.
Those things are,
and the fact that the track is offset too, which most games don't do that, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing the dual layer, you got to do the alternating. So
nice.
This is a good game.
To be able to lock those cubes into place is really handy. Yeah. I think it's very well executed.
It's missing a few things like in the rules, like what does this stone icon mean on this? Like
there's
like a handful
maybe it is in there, but without iconography
Yeah.
associated with it, it's tough to find it.
Well, I only found it because
You looked up an FAQ somewhere,
an
right?
FAQ on Board Game Geek.
So it's probably coming in a future edition of the rules, would be my guess.
Yeah.
If they've put together an FAQ at this point, they know that there's stuff missing from the rule book that they're going to add.
Or
in.
just not as clear when you're trying to frantically skim through.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone knows that the rule book is the hardest part of a game.
It is. It is.
I dig this game a lot. I think it's a lot of fun.
It's good.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No, it's
You're not playing this one with your parents.
when I
unless
saw
they're really heavy.
when you're looking
board
at the cover, it's like a bunch of cute animals and stuff. You're like, oh, this must be a fun game. You're like, no, this is kind of a hardcore game.
gamers. Yeah, I do love the
Yeah.
artwork. I kind of wish that there was a little bit more about that theme integrated with the gameplay, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's still
It's a good game.
It's great execution. And I will note something about component quality with this copy, and maybe it's just because I had these out in the garage set up and not folded.
For like 3 days, 5
Yeah.
days, whatever.
But
Still.
it's still like this doesn't happen when I do that with other games where the player boards get a little warped like this. So just of note, put it away when you're not playing it. This is not. I mean, it's a long enough game that it could be one that you might want to leave on the table and come back to.
Yeah, definitely.
But be careful with that.
Still would
That's all I'm going to say. But yes, I would absolutely play this again. This was fun. Thank you, BA Games, for
very
sending it
much.
to us. Hey, thanks for hanging out. If you want to spend more time with us, do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, head on over to twitch.tv/BNB Tabletop and give us a follow there. We play board games live every Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time on a show we call The Board and Barrel. And we like to keep things interactive. You guys can influence what happens throughout the course of a game with our Buff and Nerf house rules. You can also make predictions on how things are going to pan out, play virtual bingo for a chance to win a free board game of your own, and heckle us and stuff from the chat. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you Sunday night.